Hey guys, it's Jeff. It's Friday afternoon, the 22nd. Hiking up Red Cliffs right now. I wanted to give a quick little update slash review, excuse me, on these guys. Can you see them? Maybe. Yaktrax Snow. So I did 5 miles in them yesterday. Mostly thick but flat snow, probably 3-4 inches. And today I'm about 3 miles in, and this is a lot more packed down but uphill. So far so good. If you recall, the Costco version was not the best in terms of it felt different. I mean, it felt like you definitely have something under your feet, and that was kind of not confidence inspiring, especially on uneven terrain. I mean, it's especially with fresh snow, you never know what's under there, so everything kind of flattens out. But in this case, they feel a lot more organic. I mean, you feel taller. You have another, I don't know, 3/8 of an inch of material under you, but all in all, no, not bad at all. The other thing I noticed too is you can feel the difference between the tread patterns. So let's take a stop here. See that? So here, spikes, here, coils. So that really helps on the uphills and the downhills, but all in all, good. I'll check in again in a few minutes. All right, continuing. Sorry, I had some people. Didn't want to freak them out. Still on Red Cliffs. You can see some of it back up there somewhere. A little more on the coils. So the kind of spikes up front, no problem at all with uphill traction. Now the coils, I don't know why they chose that for the back, but they work. I mean, downhill, even uphill a little bit if you're not just digging in with your toes. Like, they don't let you slip much, but I don't know what benefit there is over spikes. Maybe just a little more diverse area, a little more area. Excuse me. Not sure, but I don't hate them. A couple other things. So this bit here, this little Y, hopefully you can see that. That's super beneficial. It makes them so easy to get on. I ran about a mile on the asphalt with just the shoes on prior to getting here, and then threw these on at the trailhead, and couldn't have taken more than 45 seconds or so. That little bit allows you to wrap the front around your toes, and then you can grab a little hook on the back and kind of stretch them over your heel, and then it's just a little bit of adjustment and the Velcro strap. So that Velcro strap's awesome. It's keeps everything in the front nice and sturdy, not slipping on you at all when you're moving. So I quite like that piece. That's missing on the cheap ones, and it just, makes them more of a wrap than just a slip-on kind of thing. So you can adjust tension. I have mine so I can't even feel them through the shoe right now, so not affecting where my toes are hitting, not shrinking the toe box at all, just kind of working. So I like that. I'm trying to think of things that I don't like. The interaction, I guess, or the section, let me show you, right here between the spikes and the coils is thin. I don't know if there's a piece of metal in there. If it's just rubber, it seems like the obvious weak spot. So that's going to be a longevity thing. I mean, we'll see. I don't know if it's actually going to matter, but I think if they're going to break, they're going to break there. So that's most of it. They're left and right, which is nice. Slightly different molded. They fit great. I got a large. I wear a 13, and they fit awesome. Yeah, I mean, if you're serious about snow running, I think they're the obvious choice. It's cheaper, not cheaper, but not much more expensive. Yeah, $11.50 versus like $36. But I mean, what's that compared to a pair of shoes? Shoes are $120. So if they'd last a couple seasons, well worth it. So anyway, A+ for me. Try them both if you want, honestly. $11.50 for that other pair is a bargain. And if you're just doing it every once in a while, not bad at all. But if you want to do it more often, try these guys out. Like I said, deep snow and pretty packed shallow snow right now. No complaints at all. So here's a preview before we go. And with that, talk to you guys soon. Good morning, it's Jeff. I said I was done with that review of the Yaktrax Snow yesterday. I don't think it's quite done. So I'm out here again today. This is the Polecat. I guess you can't really see anything, but anyway, I'm at Polecat Gulch trailhead right now. I got these. This is going to be a little bit different of a surface than we've seen so far, because it melted off late yesterday afternoon and then refroze overnight, so it's going to be more icy than anything. And this is a 7-mile loop with some some decent vertical. I'm gonna do it twice, I think, provided the snow holds off and doesn't get too rowdy. So yeah, I'm gonna strap these bad boys on and see how they treat me. And hopefully they don't beat me up too bad. But just here's a better look at them. So there you can see they got the 6 spikes up front, and then the kind of 2 X's, I guess X and I don't know, A without the middle part, of chains on the, or of coils on the back. This is after 12 miles, and they show literally no wear, which is, you know, to be expected. Snow is pretty light on them, but I did run across a couple little asphalt parking lots and whatnot. So yeah. We'll see how they do today. I'll have the phone with me if I decide to report in on the run. Otherwise, I'll follow up afterwards. Good morning. It's Monday morning. I am late in finishing this review because Saturday's run kind of beat the crap out of me, and then I went snowboarding yesterday and it was powder. So I am exhausted, but need to finish that Yaktrax review while things are fresh. So the run on Saturday was really good. It was a very varied conditions as I expected. So it started with up on the south run, the south kind of slope up. It was ice the whole way, and it was not like flat ice. It was like, this was slush yesterday, and then it got smashed down by people's feet, and then froze overnight. So very uneven. Now in that section, they did pretty well. Given that it was so uneven, there's only so much you can do. They kind of found the balance of like spike depth to usability. So I expect, you know, there may be an eighth of an inch on the front there, and that's probably about the most you're gonna want, because more than that, you start running into real issues in other areas, like anything hard, or you know, if you, especially parking lots, sidewalks, whatever you got to run across to get to snow sections. So I think that is more just a limitation of the design, not necessarily a bad thing. So from there, it was more packed snow. Yeah, it was mostly on the backside. I did a couple loops, and by the second or third loop, it was the west side was slushy. And again, for the most part, they held together really well. Hit some mud sections that they just blasted right through, and then there was one section where there was somebody coming the other way, and I just kind of, it's a lot of side hill, so I kind of just bounced off one of the side hills around the guy, and then came back down and overshot a little bit, and like basically the whole piece of snow that I was on moved. So it wasn't so much that the Yaktrax slipped, it was more so that like I moved a snow boulder or something. So didn't even fall. I mean, it was just a little slip, but yeah, the overall takeaway is I did 15.5 miles on Saturday, and they were fine. They did great. I feel like with that little snow, or that little like side jump, and the cheaper ones from Costco, they could have slipped off because they didn't have that strap. But these things were just dead solid the whole time. I don't feel like they changed. Like I don't feel any muscle pain that I normally don't after a long run. So I don't think they changed much in terms of like the actual usage of my legs due to just how they changed the whatever's between me, the bottom of my foot and the ground. But very usable. At this point, I have over 25 miles on them, and I think I can highly recommend them. They're more expensive than the Costco ones. Costco ones are gone by now, so if you don't have them, you probably can't get them till next season. But at $36-40, they're worth it if you're gonna do this a lot. So they get my recommendation. I would take them over the Costco ones just because they're a little more specialized. The Costco ones are great for all around general use. Throw them over a pair of boots, throw them over whatever. You can get around if you're like walking from the car, you know, to somewhere across the parking lot or something like that, where you're just worried about you just want a little more traction, or like you know, just taking the dog for a walk or something. Great, they'll be awesome. But if you're running, I think these are the better ones, and these are the ones that are worth the extra money, and you know, really are not all that expensive comparison. So hope you enjoyed that. I hope everything is going well, and this is the real end of the video. So we'll see you soon.